Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Customer Appreciation Days continue at Quartz Optical. Join us from Monday 24th to Friday 28th July for BOGO. Buy one, get one free. That's right, buy one pair and get a second pair of glasses absolutely free. It's a celebration. Shop with no cash and ask about our flexible credit terms from 3 to 24 months. These are our Customer Appreciation Days. Buy one, get one free. Free eye exams and free gifts with selected purchases. And it's only at Quartz Optical. Don't miss it. This is a limited time offer. Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Cooperative Credit Union, the SVG-PCCU, has launched a microloan program, a move that is expected to benefit numerous micro, small, and medium enterprises here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Successful applicants will have access to up to $10,000 to bolster their existing businesses, as well as access to training provided by the Center for Enterprise Development (CED). Manager of the SVG-PCCU, Mrs. Ayana Samuel, noted that applicants will have to become members of the credit union, as well as complete a week of training before the funds are dispersed.
Applicants will undergo 1 week's training in different aspects of business management. And this training is used to improve their business skills, and the training will be done as part of the requirements before the funds are dispersed. So all of this process will take place before the funds are finally dispersed to the applicants who will be our members at that time.
Mrs. Samuel said this initiative is expected to assist the nation and further develop the economy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Acting General Manager of the CED, Mrs. Afia Clark, while highlighting the issue of small business owners' access to funding, commended the SVG PCCU for recognizing the importance of this access to financing and launching the microloan program.
Now, one of the perennial complaints of our small business owners is the difficulties they encounter in accessing financing. And so we want to commend the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Cooperative Credit Union for recognizing the importance of inclusive financing and for launching this microloan program. The initiative is indeed a very timely one, especially given the fact that over the last few years, our businesses have faced several global and national crises. Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic, as my colleague alluded to, the explosive volcanic eruptions, and the spill-off of the Russia-Ukraine war, which has only helped to fuel inflation.
Applications for the SVG PCCU's microloan program open up on Wednesday, August 2nd, with the deadline for applications being Friday, September 1st, 2023. The Basil Charles Educational Foundation awarded scholarships and bursaries to 17 students at a ceremony held at the Basil's Bar in Villa on Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. 7 of the students received full scholarships while 10 received bursaries. As part of the program, the awardees will receive financial assistance from Forms 1 to 5. Founder of the Basil Charles Educational Foundation, Mr. Basil Charles, said the foundation started almost 3 decades ago when he and one of his friends decided to host a blues festival. He said they agreed to use the proceeds of the event to provide scholarships for economically disadvantaged students. Mr. Charles said they usually ask parents and guardians to provide them with information about their financial background, and then they select the children whom they think are most in need rather than just the students who have the best grades. Explaining how the EC $1,500 scholarships are distributed, Charles said EC $600 is provided to the recipient in the first school term and EC $450 in the subsequent terms. He said the foundation also assisted displaced families by providing beds and other necessary items during the COVID-19 pandemic and the volcanic eruptions to make their lives more comfortable. He noted that they have also assisted preschools by providing cots and meals for the preschoolers. Still on the local scene, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has come in for commendation from the United Nations for the progress they have made in building resilience. Mr. Didier Trubuc, who currently serves as the UN Resident Coordinator for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean states, gave this commendation during the opening ceremony of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Development Partners Coordination meeting. We hear more from Mr. Trubuc.
Prime Ministers and Ministers, I really must commend your government's leadership and the progress made in building resilience. For example, the efforts towards improvement of infrastructures, including in the tourism sector, enhancing access to education, capitalizing on the blue economy are just some examples. And I also want to acknowledge your constant, genuine interest on building partnerships that matter for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So
That was UN Resident Coordinator for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean states, Mr. Didier Trubuc. On Friday, September 9th, 2022, the United Nations opened a new office on the first floor of the National Insurance Services building in Kingstown to house the UN operations in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On to news in the region. The Dominica government on Tuesday presented an EC $1.3 billion budget to Parliament outlining a range of new taxes and indicating that social programs currently in place to support the vulnerable will continue. Dominican Finance Minister Dr. Irvin McIntyre, in his first budget presentation to Parliament following last December's general election, said that for the 2023-2024 fiscal year, recurrent expenditure will total EC $639.6 million, while capital estimates had been pegged at EC $701.6 million. McIntyre said that the Roosevelt-Skerritt government will also continue to support the non-government institutions which care for the most vulnerable, particularly senior citizens, and begin implementing the recommendations made by the recently appointed National Advisory Board for Health and Social Care of the Elderly. He told the legislators that the expenditure estimates will be financed by tax and other sources of revenue, loans, and grants, together totaling EC $1.3 billion. The body of a Guyanese accountant who has been missing in Trinidad for over a month has been found. The Hunters Search and Rescue Team, which has helped recover a number of missing people in Trinidad, said Reagan Reese's body was found in a shallow grave behind an abandoned shack in Windy Hill, Aruca, over the weekend. Reese's body was wrapped in a sheet and plastic, and his hands and feet were bound. His family visited TNT's Forensic Sciences Center in St. James, Port of Spain, and confirmed his identity. The 45-year-old Western Credit Union employee was last seen on June 22nd in his SUV at the Lopinot Junction, Aruga. Police in Trinidad and Tobago have not recovered the vehicle. On the international scene, Antony Blinken, the United States Secretary of State, has pledged to step up support for Pacific nations and reiterated a warning about the perils of quote-unquote predatory Chinese investment as he dedicated a new embassy in the island nation of Tonga. Blinken's visit to Nuku'alofa on Wednesday makes him the first U.S. Secretary of State to pay an official visit to Tonga and comes as Washington ramps up efforts to counter China's growing influence in the region. Mr. Blinken had a barbed warning about aid from Beijing, saying it often comes with strings attached. He claimed China had been behind some predatory economic activities and also investments that are done in a way that can actually undermine good governance and promote corruption. Tonga, a Polynesian archipelago of about 100,000 people, is the latest in a string of Pacific Island states being targeted in a renewed U.S. diplomatic push. And finally, in sports, Lionel Messi scored twice and assisted once on his first start for Inter Miami in a 4-0 win over Atlanta United. The Argentina star, 36, scored 2 inside the opening 22 minutes before setting up teammate Robert Taylor in the second half. After netting his second, Messi celebrated by pointing at Inter Miami owner David Beckham. His performance follows a match-winning stoppage time free kick on his debut last week. Messi, who is a seven-time Ballon d'Or winner, only trained with his teammates for the first time last week after moving to the Major League Soccer side following the end of his contract at Paris Saint-Germain. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Quartz St. Vincent Limited.
Customer Appreciation Days continue at Quartz Optical. Join us from Monday 24th to Friday 28th July for BOGO. Buy one, get one free. That's right, buy one pair and get a second pair of glasses absolutely free. It's a celebration. Shop with no cash and ask about our flexible credit terms from 3 to 24 months. These are our Customer Appreciation Days. Buy one, get one free. Free eye exams and free gifts with selected purchases. And it's only at Quartz Optical. Don't miss it. This is a limited time offer.